Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a book haul. For Christmas, I got quite a few gift cards to bookstores and I spent those gift cards on books at said bookstores. So jumping right into it, the first thing I finally got volumes 6 and 7 of the Full Metal editions of Full Metal Alchemist. Hubby and I have slowly been converting. We used to have the paperback, the 3-in-1s, but since they've started coming out with these, we've been slowly converting them. And they had a deal where you could get buy two, get one free on manga. So my husband actually got 20th Century Boys. He got one of those, which he highly recommends. And then I picked up these two for us. They are so pretty, guys. Oh my gosh. Besides having that sale on the manga, they also had this book, The Light at the Bottom of the World. They had it for 50% off. And like I said, I had gift cards. So I was like, well, all right, score. This particular book is one that I had on my anticipated releases last year. I structure my anticipated releases kind of like my friend Jade over at Bedtime Bookworm does, where they're not necessarily books that I plan to pick up immediately, but rather they are books that I am interested in, I think seem really cool, intriguing, but I kind of want to wait to pick them up when I can. And this was the perfect opportunity. The setup for the story is that it's kind of our world, but somehow a lot of the world has suddenly been underwater, and our main character has the opportunity to participate in this really prestigious underwater submarine race thing or something. It's very interesting and very unique, but she wants to participate in this for the opportunity to save her father, and she ends up along the way discovering some corruption in the government and whatnot. So it sounds really different, but also really fun. Another book that I had on my anticipated releases last year would be The Weight of a Soul. This is a Viking story, but it's sold in the adult fantasy section. There definitely are some mythological elements to this because the setup is that our main character's sister died, and to bring her back, she makes a pact with a goddess, and then she's having to live this double life, but she does it to save her sister. So it sounds really fascinating, and it's not that long, which I'm actually finding really refreshing because so many adult fantasy books are so junky. Next up are some books we got at our local used bookstores. We recently kind of cleaned out a bunch of media of some sort, so books and TV shows and movies, whatever the case may be, that we had, and our local used bookstore, Bookman's, takes all sorts of stuff. So we got a lot of store credit, and it doesn't matter what you brought in, you can use your store credit on anything in the store. So we used it on a bunch of books, and I got some of the rest of this series by Neil Shusterman. I think there's still one more left that I have to get because I only have the first 4. But a goal of mine this year is to, when I start a series, try to read through the series or read as much of the series as I can if I'm enjoying it. And I really enjoyed the Scythe trilogy by Neil Shusterman, and so this Unwind series, I've got my fingers crossed. I don't always buy a sequel to a story when I haven't read the first one, but because I loved the arc of the Scythe trilogy so much, I have high hopes that I'm going to enjoy this too. Plus, a lot of you have recommended this to me. Also from that same used bookstore, I got this particular story. It is The Queen of Sorrow, and this is the 3rd book in this particular series. My friend Jashana recently read this trilogy and loved it. The setting sounds really cool. It's like this magical forest setting, and it kind of is very dark at times, she was telling me, but it's not necessarily really detailed, but it can be kind of grim. And she loved the entire trilogy. Every single book was in her top books for last year, and I'm really excited about it. I have had the first 2 for a while, so I'm really hoping that this one fits my fancy. I also recently got some books sent to me, one of which would be this arc of The Kingdom of Liars, and it was sent to me by somebody who said that they know I love Brandon Sanderson, and that Sanderson apparently gives his stamp of approval for this story. That's all I really know about it, and I'm excited. Thank you to the person who sent this to me. In my last book haul, I mentioned that Sophia from Sophia's Thoughts had sent me the first 2 books in it's the Shadow of the Fox series. So The Shadow of the Fox and Soul of the Sword are the first 2 in the trilogy, and the 3rd one is coming out very soon. And I had the first 2, and I just didn't love the American covers. So I took them in, and I thought, I will eventually convert them to the UK covers because they're so beautiful. And she was so nice to send them to me. And the first one had arrived by the time I did my book haul, the last one, but the other one hadn't, and since then it has arrived. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Sophia because she's sweet and lovely. But look at how beautiful. Oh, it's so much better than the American ones. Another book that I got would be All the Light We Cannot See. So we owned this, and then my very sweet, adorable dog, Luna, chewed it up to shreds. The whole spine was basically gone. And we found this at the library. There's a little shop at our library that sells books, as most shops do, that are bookshops. So anyway, this book was like $3 or something, and we're like, well, heck, you can't really beat that. Last book I got would be Woven in Moonlight. This was one of my anticipated releases for this year, and it happens to be a book of the month book. I think most of you at this point know how book of the month works, but in case you don't, there's a selection of 5 different books each month, and you get to choose whichever one of the 5 that you want. And then on top of it, if you want to add books from previous months, you can do that for an additional $5. So it's actually really affordable, and it's really nice because you get to choose in your subscription box. You know which book you're getting, and if you're not interested in any of the 5 books, you can just skip to the next month. I do think it is a really good service. I know one downside is it's currently not available internationally, but I'm hoping that it eventually will get big enough where they can offer it internationally, because it really is a cool subscription box. It's way less expensive than some of the other ones out there, and I like that you get to choose. Plus, they all come in a specific book of the month size. I recently did a pet peeves video, and a lot of you were talking about how different heights are frustrating to you, and that is one nice thing about getting things from book of the month, on top of getting books. That's obviously the nicest thing, but on top of that, it is nice when you have your books lined up, they're all the same. They did send this to me for free, and if you use my link for book of the month, they will send me another free one in the future. You guys know I always like to be as transparent as possible when it comes to that kind of stuff, so that's currently the deal. That's all the books that I've got recently. Now on to a couple of little goodies. So my friend Joshana for Christmas had got me something from an Etsy shop, and she couldn't get it to me in time for Christmas, but she was like, oh, when it arrives, like, I'll give it to you. And then it arrived, and she gave it to me, and it's so cool. She got me these little, technically they're keychains, but I'm probably gonna use them as bookmarks. They're these little keychain Witcher swords, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the best. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but really up close, you can see there's like the little wolf emblem at the top. You can't see it on the video, gosh darn it, but it is so cool, the detail on these little swords. There's like engravings on this one. So it's like, you know, he's got the 2 different swords, so there's 2 different swords. So cool. The last little goodie has to do with the giveaway that's going on. This giveaway will be over on Instagram, and I was contacted recently by a little Etsy shop owner who is Kayla Key Books. She makes these really beautiful bookmarks, and she sent me a couple, and she was wondering if she could maybe send one of them to me that was with certain colors that have to do with my Hogwarts house. And I was like, I don't really love Harry Potter, so instead of doing that, maybe we can do a giveaway where one of you can win one of these bookmarks that has your Hogwarts house colors. She was really open to this idea, so one of you will get to win one of these bookmarks, and they are so pretty. So I actually got 2 bookmarks. I wasn't even supposed to get one of them, but she was so sweet, and she sent me the same style of the Hogwarts house bookmarks anyway. So they're really fancy. They're bracelet bookmarks. She gave me purple because it matches my book's colors, which I thought was so sweet. And this is what it looks like up close. There's a little heart on this end, the little pin on this end that you put through it for the bracelet. So the way to enter the giveaway to get one of these with, like I said, your Hogwarts house colors is you follow her Instagram, my Instagram, and then you comment on this picture and just tag 2 other people that you think would be interested in this giveaway. The other bookmark that she made and sent me, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. She makes these birthstone bookmarks. These are, I feel like, the kinds of things that you see at little independent bookstores. They're so cool. So that's what this one is, and it is so beautiful. And I have E for L on this part, so you can have your initial put on there. So if you're looking for some nice bookmarks or some bookmarks to give that have a little bit more of a personalized touch, maybe as a gift or for yourself, whatever the case may be, she was super lovely. And they also came in these cute little packages, so I I will have her shop linked down below. Definitely check out the giveaway if you're wanting to win the Hogwarts one. That's it though for this little book haul and then the book goodies. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later.